On behalf of the wife of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, I hereby declare this conference open.
Humanity is suffering a serious setback each time these extremists and terrorists commit barbaric, unhuman, and animal-like attacks. Muslims, that we must review our understanding of Islam and come up with better solutions with religion to curb the problem of extremism. Otherwise, our civilization will not progress until we look for and find some solutions.
The Institute is happy to be part of this event, considering the centrality of love and tolerance in countering one of the most serious security challenges facing mankind, which is violent extremism.
We can talk of a revolution of awareness of the great gap, a contradiction between the ideals of peace which we all want and the realities of conflict and war which we are all suffering. This contradiction is even more painful when it has a religious overtone, since religion is supposed to be for peace, for love, for goodness, as the main reason for which human beings have been brought into this world.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, the United Nations entity for gender equality and empowerment of women, in short, UN Women, is delighted to be part of this very important and historic international conference with the theme Love and Tolerance, Countering Violence, Extremism through Love and Tolerance. The new emerging security challenges, especially violent extremism, must be addressed. This can be achieved through the various means and strategies by security personnel on peacekeeping, good governance, strengthening the justice system, and addressing the underlying root causes of this insecurity existing in the country.
In Islam, the ends do not justify the means. To attain good over evil is not justified when the means are unlawful, which aggression and terrorism is, regardless of whether war is present. Today, I humbly sit before you to talk on subjects near and dear to my heart, and to take part in this conference promoting love and tolerance as a means to combating extremism. Peace is like a fragile flower. It must be cultivated and cared for in order for it to blossom. As fragile as that flower is, we are also fragile. As gardeners, we have a duty to walk barefoot in the unknown, uncultivated fields to facilitate peace. That duty cannot be shirked when we are called upon to do it. So let us get down to it and begin where it is always necessary to begin, the beginning.
We need to open the legal door of dialogue. That our Constitution, 1999 Constitution, has the provisions that make us a united and peaceful nation. That is our first legal door. The second legal door is the norms that we have as a humanity, as human beings. There is no community in Nigeria that has a value of violence. We all eschew tolerance, we eschew peace, and we eschew coexistence. We need to think of justice. Justice in the play of conflict is unavoidable.
Muslims must publicly promote human rights. It is also a big problem, unfortunately, in the Muslim world. And the fourth issue has to do with education. Educational opportunities should be given to everyone. And this is the reason why Hizmet movement is everywhere.
We do not talk to construct our space and our relationships. As such, holistic vision and interpretation. And I challenge my Muslim brothers and sisters and say, showcase Islam as a religion that you want people to respect. All the prophets of the religion were not instructed to convert anybody. They were instructed to call to the religion. and first and foremost by their own actions and utterances. Showcase Islam and see whether people will have room to dialogue with their inner feeling to understand, is it the religion or the people? Islam is a religion of peace. People who practice Islam are the people we need to interrogate.
Whether terrorism really has a religion, it depends on the document you're reading. It depends on the person you're talking to. It depends on the context. And it depends on the content of that context. United Nations, when it comes to defining terrorism, has defined terrorism in a very loosely worded definition that allows everyone to join the team. A Lebanon diplomat and scholar, he said, left to its political meaning, terrorism easily falls prey to change that suits the interests of particular states at particular times. The Taliban and Osama bin Laden were once called freedom fighters. Israel also brands the Hezbollah of Lebanon as a terrorist group, whereas most of the international community regards it as a legitimate resistance group fighting Israel's occupation of southern Lebanon. Terrorism is concentrated in 5 countries, and these countries are Iraq, Nigeria, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Syria. All of these countries are Muslim countries.
Who is a terrorist? I think a terrorist is one of, the way you are brought up, like Fethullah Gulen would say that it is when you have no power to present your message intelligently that you resort to violence. Let us keep the legacy of our ancestors by living together. As Africans, there is a value that we have, that value of community. And that is what ISMENT is really promoting, that we can live together as a family. And let us see whether we can deliver religion from the hands of the terrorists, because religion has really been abused.
I see women as dual victims, or even multiple victims on this phenomenon of CV, of violent extremism. Why do I say that? As you know, it is their husband, it is their children that are those who are actually radicalized and who, in some instances, pick up arms to be offensive. And one way they do this is they tend to sow seed of discord in society to break the social cohesion that bond groups together. They may appeal to ethnic sentiment, and they may appeal to religious sentiments, and the more we fall victim to these things, the more they win, even before they strike.
Yes, tolerance is only one component of peace building. For us in Nigeria, rebuilding the nation means taking each other as we see each other. We dislike any cosmetics that are only shallow and only temporal. What will happen to this country is a factor of you and me.